My name is Julia Tibbetts, and I am a member of the class of 2022. I have been at Marymount since I was in nursery, starting when I was just 3 years old. When I was little, I thought that Founders Day was to celebrate Marymount's birthday on February 2nd, as well as to celebrate my birthday, which is on January 31st. I eventually found out that the festivities for Founders Day were not for my birthday, but Marymount's birthday. I reluctantly accepted this because I knew that for lunch, I would be having one of Marymount's signature lunches of chicken tenders, mac and cheese, and cupcakes decorated with Marymount's insignia. After listening to the senior reflections every year, I knew that I wanted to be that senior, standing proudly on the altar of St. Ignatius, giving the reflection for my class. I'm ecstatic to be here, and my mind has been going 100 miles a minute considering the stories I could share. And after 15 years, believe me, I have a lot of stories. On my very first day of school, I was a nervous and apprehensive 3-year-old who walked into the 1026 Fifth Avenue doors for the first time, trying my best not to cry. Anyone who now knows me knows that nervous and apprehensive are definitely not two words that come to mind when you think of me. I am who I am today because of Marymount, a place that is so much more than a school to me. The words of our mission statement boldly proclaim that Marymount teaches students to question, risk, and grow. During my 15 years at Marymount, I have grown not only as a student, but also as a person. I remember in math class in 2nd grade when we were learning 3-digit addition, and the teacher needed one volunteer to go up to the board to complete an example problem. When no one raised their hand, I made my way to the board. After I completed the problem, and the teacher checked the problem, I was shocked to find out that I had completed the problem correctly. I will never forget how proud I was of myself for taking a risk, putting myself out there, and then getting it right. While Marymount is a Catholic school, there is religious diversity within the school community. As a Catholic, I've gone on a faith journey as I have been an altar server and Eucharistic minister. I was drawn to altar serving because the servers had special privileges. They wore albs, white robes over their uniforms during Mass, walked in the procession, sat on the altar, and, if they were lucky, assisted the priest in blessing the congregation with holy water. I will never forget a 4th grade Mass when the priest asked me to sprinkle him. That was the highlight of my altar serving career, and I am still riding the high from that moment. As an altar server, I loved that Mass was interactive and I was involved as a leader. After being an altar server, I knew that I wanted to continue my faith journey and distribute the body and blood of Christ, or give blessings as a Eucharistic minister. I have thoroughly enjoyed serving my community while also strengthening my relationship with God. When I try to think of what unites the class of 2022, no one answer comes to mind. We are not all alike. We are all passionate about different things. However, we are all passionate about making change. We are engaged in politics, political campaigns, phone banking, voter registration drives, and other issues we care about deeply, like climate change, equal pay, and education for all. We want to make a difference. Like Mother Butler, we are strong and determined young leaders, fierce and fearless, changemakers in a changing world. We have all come together despite an abnormal high school experience. Whether it is blasting Taylor Swift in the tea house, the hangout space for the seniors, to doing Just Dance to avoid doing homework, the class of 2022 is united. Do not feel sorry for us for having gone through Marymount during a pandemic, during a time of political differences and great upheaval in our society. We are better people for this experience. In my 15th year at Marymount, I think about what Mother Butler would think of the class of 2022 and Marymount today. Mother Butler would be perplexed by everyone's laptops and the Bloomberg terminals throughout the C building. Hearing us giggle and squabble, she'd probably roll her eyes behind her iconic eyeglasses. But I think she would be pleased and proud with the respect we have for each other, for our acceptance of those differences in ourselves and others. And I know that she is smiling at us as we spread that message of acceptance out into the world. Thank you and a happy 96th birthday, Marymount. Only 4 more years until the big 100.